you doing? How you doing? Trying to get to my channel real quick. Let me like my video. Okay. All right. I see Head Learner sharing here. I see FC Randa Green. FC. I see some couple people in here already. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. If this is your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbit, I like to say welcome. If it's not your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbit, I still want to say welcome and give you a nice hearty thank you for always tuning in, hanging out with me and my guy Spidey back here, who's chilling by the window. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr. I get on Al Gore's internet every single day and I talk about the price action dealing with the SP 500. Why do I do it? Because I want to help someone like you get your aha moment when it comes to investing, trading, whatever. Got anything dealing with the stock market. I want to help you get your aha moment. I only trade ICT concepts. So them the things that I be breaking down every day. The ICT concepts that I see by reading the price action in the hopes to help you get your, like I said, aha moment. If you do not know what I am talking about, if you don't know anything about ICT, or if you just can't stomach to listen to his videos, I did a 3-part series where I got the ICT lingo playlist where I break it down the way I understand it. I give it to you just how he say it off of his slides. Then I give it to you the way that I understand it. Price action, I tell you how I go through the price action and read the price action looking for the ICT PD arrays and how I develop my bias and all that stuff, how I like to read the price action, how to find these PD arrays in the price action. And then the strategies playlist break down how little Timmy Rogers would build a strategy and how little Timmy Rogers go about using the ICT PD arrays. Check out those playlists and you'll understand what I'm talking about when I use the lingo that I use on my channel. Anytime I say something that I think is worth something, I'll put it in this playlist right here that's called Gems from the Live Stream. It'll be in there. If I say something on a live stream while we're on the live stream, if you drop in the chat, hey, Tim, can you make this a gem? I'll cut it out and I'll make it a gem. It'll be in that playlist right there. If you would like to join the Spider Gang memberships, it's totally unnecessary, but if you would like to join, if you would like to support the channel financially, there's a join button right here up under any video. There's a join button on my homepage, and there's a link in the description, the very first link that says join this channel to get access to perks. It's unnecessary, but if you would like to support in a financial way, that's how you do it. But all of the playlists, all of the stuff that I was just talking about, you get it for the free 99. Oh, and also, if you go to any of the videos in the ICT Concepts playlist, the very first link says download slides. If you click on download slides, it takes you to a Google Drive folder, and you can download all of the slides for every last one of the ICT Concepts Explained videos where I use slides. I have the PIM- chart, the ICT top-down analysis. That's the PIM- chart. You can download that. I have a DR-IDR tracker. That's something outside of ICT. But if you're into the DR-IDR tracker, I got a DR-IDR tracker there. If you want to back test that, see how successful it is. And I got a weekly goal calculator that I created. Shout out to homie Robinson for making it a whole lot more functional, where you can set your weekly goals based off the percentage, you know what I'm saying? And Robinson added the functionality of setting aside cash if you want to set aside cash and continue to reinvest. And you can download all of that for free. If you go in there to download anything, when you open it up, click File, click make copy, and then choose your computer or your Google Drive folder, and then click right here on the folders. Either choose your Google Drive folder or something on your computer and click make copy. That's how you download the stuff off of the Google Drive folder. Now that all that's been said, let's get started. And the experts told me I'm not hitting my subscription level that I want because I'm not asking. So here's the ask. If you like what you see, if you enjoy my content, please subscribe. Please consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. If you are subscribed, please share it with your friends. Say, hey, I really enjoy Tim's content. I think you will too. Come subscribe and be a part of the gang. And also hit the like button. Thank you. Now let's get into the overnight price action. Since we on Al Gore's internet, let's go over here and holler at our homegirl Spyleen. If you don't know who Spyleen is, wrote a song for her. Here you go. Sing it with me, y'all. Spyleen, where you at, baby? Here I go. Hey, how you doing? I'm glad. Oh, Spyleen from the Gap Down. By what's that? Like 30-something cent? Not a big gap. 30, no, yeah. About 50 cent. Right now, about 50 cent. Gap down. Got about a 50-cent gap down. We closed yesterday at 387.86, and right now we're at 387.32. Little over 50 cent. About to be a gap down. As you see, we had a massive reversal day yesterday. Massive revert. We started out with a beautiful power 3 day where we started out here, had started out, dipped below the midnight open, took off, beautiful power 3 day. We got back up into this breaking market structure, right into the SIBI that we talked about, and then we just reversed it. We turned all the way around. We did a complete 180. And went the other way. We went the other way. That's why around here we say that I'm not a bull or a bear. I'm a beast. Here, man. Because these markets will turn around on you. Talk about turnaround Tuesday. It was a what's a M word for turnaround? Mind-blowing Monday. Anyway, let's get into the overnight price action, right? I know it's a whole lot going. Oh, before I get into the overnight price action, one of the cousins hit me up in the Discord and said they were having trouble really identifying the which candle was the breaker, right? So, and matter of fact, they sent me this screenshot right here. And again, a lot of times I feel like stuff is crystal clear. That's why I repeat a lot of stuff. Some people like my arch nemesis. Yeah. I know y'all see him in the back licking on the erasers. Yes, him, right? He said I'll be repeating stuff, but I repeat it because it's times when I think it's crystal clear and it's still somebody that can't see it. And don't feel bad because it took me a long time to be able to see breakers, right? It took me a while to be able to see breakers, right? So, right, remember what I always tell you, right? When it comes to the breakers, right, here, right here, technically, this would be the breaker, right? Technically, this would be the breaker. But remember what I told y'all, whenever I have a more beefy down close candle in the exact same spot of the consolidation as the bottom of the leg, like this right here, I just tend to go around the down close candle to give myself that much more playroom, if you will, if price want to come all the way back up and close in this entire SIBI right here, right? So technically, this right here is the actual breaker because this low right there, this low came up and broke this high. And when we trade back through it, that makes it a breaker because coming down, this low broke that high. And we trade back through it, that's your bearish breaker, right? And so I just use this candle here because it's in the exact same. See, we in the same consolidation area before taking off, right? So when we consolidated here and then took off, this right here is an order block, right? That's an order block. That's an order block. Both of these order blocks are in the exact same place. When you trade back through the order block, right? This order block at the bottom of the price leg, this is the breaker. I just tend to highlight this order block here and just name it the breaker, because if price wants to come back up through, right, and fill in this SIBI, right, I got a reference point to what I'm looking at, right? Now, I don't, if, like, just say if this was the breaker here, and then this, we had this order block was like up higher, up here somewhere, then I wouldn't mark it out like that and say breaker. No, I wouldn't do that. But since this order block and this order block is together, right in the same area of consolidation, I'm just highlighting the more beefy candle to give myself a little bit more wiggle room, because it's right next to this SIBI right here, right? But now, I said all that to say, anytime I mark out a PD array, right, the candle that's the farthest to the left of the rectangle, that's the candle that I'm looking at that particular time. That's the candle I'm looking at. That's why I want to say, technically, this is the actual breaker, right? That's why I put that out there, right? This is the actual break. So if you mark the breaker like this, you would be correct. You see what I'm saying? You would be correct if you mark the breaker like this. But anytime you see me mark a PD array, the candle farthest to the left of the rectangle that's stretched out in time, right? I don't care how far I stretch it out. You go all the way to the left side of it, whatever candle that starts on, that's the candle that I'm looking at that time, right? And then in this case right here, I want to clarify that because this is one of little Timmy Rogers' little add-ons to the ICT stuff. So technically, this is the breaker, right? Just like over here, you see when we went up to this high broke this low right there, right? And this is the last up close candle of that price leg going up to make that high, right? Some people would mark this as the breaker because this is the highest candle, right? I don't do it like that. I do it as the last up close candle leading up to that high. You see what I'm saying? Leading up to that high. So since these got relative equal highs, I'm just using that as the breaker, right? Using that as the breaker. Now, and again, the furthest candle, whatever, whichever word I put to use, the one furthest to the left is the candle that I'm looking at. Hopefully, I clarified that. Hopefully, I made that clear. Oh yeah, Powell was talking this morning. What did the market do? What did the market do when Powell started talking? He said something good because we took off. We took off. Totally disrespected this fair value gap right here. Powell said something good. What did the news people say? Did he start? What time? I thought he supposed to start talking at 9 o'clock. He didn't start talking at 9. Who said that? Right here, Powell. Now he didn't start talking at 9. What time is it? 9:14. Let me get into this price action real quick so I can go ahead and start the live for the Black Spider members. Like, if they got in the headlines. Powell stresses need for Fed political independence while tackling inflation. Fed Chair Powell on Tuesday noted the stabilizing prices require making tougher decisions that can be unpopular politically. In other remarks, the central bank leader said Fed is not and will not be a climate policymaker. Okay. In speech delivered, Swedish. Powell noted stabilizing price required make it. Yeah, I said that. Price stability is the bedrock of healthy economy and provides the public with merciful. But okay. The absence of direct political control over our decisions allow us to take the necessary measures without considering short-term political factors. Powell remarks came at the forum to discuss central bank independence. Blah blah blah. The speech did not contain any direct clues about where policy is ahead for the Fed that raised interest rates 7 times in 2022 for a total of 4.2% points and has indicated that more increases likely are on the way this year. While criticizing Fed action by elected leaders is often done in quieter tones, the Powell Fed has faced vocal blah 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 blah. Okay, get out of here, Ed. So we bounce for the juvenile, bounce, jiggity bounce. Okay, so let's go into the price action. Right. So last night we I know it's a lot going on the chart. These are 60-minute candles. Yesterday, wait a minute. Oh, that's the daily low. Okay. Yesterday we closed at, where's my close line? Oh, I need to come here. That's the is. All right. Yesterday we closed at 39.1375, right? And then on the 8 o'clock, well, on the 7 o'clock candle, yeah, on the 7 o'clock candle, we came down into, which would be the 6 o'clock candle on TradingView. We came down and took out the yesterday's low. We took out yesterday's low, and then we continued down on the 8 o'clock candle, coming down to the bottom of this hourly fair value gap right here, getting down into this breaker and touching to the top of a four. It's a lot going on right here. Let me zoom in a little bit and show you. All right, it's a lot going on. There's at the bottom of the fair value gap here, right there where I got the line is this hourly fair value gap right here. We got the opening of a 4-hour fair value gap, and then we got another opening of another hourly fair value gap right there, and it's all inside an hourly breaker, right? Inside an hourly breaker. And that's the was this the, no, that's the daily breaker right there. That's the daily breaker on the screen, right? So that's all inside this hourly breaker right here, right? And then we came down on the 10 o'clock candle. We came down to consequent encroachment on the daily fair value gap. There's a daily fair value gap that I don't have marked out because it was so much going on the chart. So there's a daily fair value gap. This is yesterday's low. And then so it's going to be from yesterday's low over to somewhere over here. It's somewhere over there. But this is This is the mean threshold. This is the consequent encroachment for that daily fair value gap. We got down to it and then had a nice reaction off of it. And then as you see, we kind of skated along this hourly fair value gap right here. This is the hourly fair, this is the bottom of the hourly fair value gap. I just let the mouse sit there, that line. Let me spread it out so y'all can see it a little bit better. Right, so I let that line sit right there. Matter of fact, just above the consequent encroachment, right here at this order block, right at this order block. So we bounced off the order block, bounced off. There's a hourly fair value gap right here. So we're the bodies of the candles are respecting that hourly fair value gap, and then after midnight, we pushed back up. Came all the way back up to, we kissed right here. We tapped the I left this here so I can see when we got back close to it. This is the Sunday gap up. When we gapped up on Sunday, this is a 15-minute Sunday gap up. This is when we gapped up on Sunday. If you extend that out in time, you see we came back up to it, popped right into it. That's at the bottom of an hourly fair value gap, a 4-hour fair value gap, and that's the Sunday gap up right there. So it's acting as resistance right now, right? And then we had a nice reaction off of that. Then we came back down to the midnight open, which was 3902.50, right? That's during the London on the 5 o'clock calendar. That'll be the 4 o'clock calendar on Thinkorswim. Trading View. The London open was at 3907, right? We had a nice fair value gap right here. We had a breaking market structure to the downside. We pushed back up, went past that fair value gap. We'll drop down to the 15-minute to see exactly what we pushed up to and what we're reacting off of right now on this 9 o'clock candle. Again, I don't know how long. So how did they get that right up? I don't know. So he ain't speak yet. They probably had his notes. You know how they had a speech that they gonna say. They probably already had the speech and then they just released it at 9 o'clock, even though he not talking yet. They already got the speech, and then he must have said something like, because it went to dump it. He must be talking right now. So they pushed it up to dump it probably. Okay, let's drop down to the 15-minute. We got 7 minutes before the market open, and for me to end this stream. We're gonna go down to the 15-minute and look at a little bit more detail on the price action. Again, last night we after closing, we came down and took out the yesterday's low. We went straight to it immediately. Took out yesterday's low immediately. We actually had some nice distribution there, but then we pushed back up, came back up very close to this order block right here. And then we had heavy distribution again to the downside, taking out the sell side once again, hitting that consequent encroachment again, like I said, on the daily fair value gap inside this breaker, right? We're just trading inside this breaker, hovering around that hourly fair value gap that we was at. So we had the breaker, hourly fair value gap, just above consequent encroachment, right at the top of the 4-hour fair value gap. Midnight, we continued to consolidate. We came up, took out short-term buy side, right? Pushed back down, took out this little short-term sell side, pushed back up, failed to take out the high. Nice distribution down, leaving a fair value gap right there inside this SIBI, right? We got this SIBI right here, leaving a fair value gap right there inside this SIBI. Extended all the way down to the top of this mitigation block, right? After passing the consequent encroachment again, we came down to this mitigation block, had a nice reaction off of it, again, came back down and had a humongous reaction off of it here, right? Had a breaking market structure to the upside right there, with a 15-minute fair value gap down there, and then took off again huge takeoff. We got 4 minutes on this calendar, but very big takeoff, like crazy. Working on a huge sibby right here. I mean Bissy, working on a huge Bissy right here. Right, we got 4 minutes on the counter. Right now, we've come back and touched the top of this breaker. So far, the low on that counter is the top of the breaker. So if we don't go any lower than that, we'll have a fair value gap right here off of this Bissy right there. Coming back into filling in this fair value gap that was made on this sibby right here. So let's see how this plays out, because we had a breaking market structure to the downside, and now we've come back and got a breaking market structure to the upside right here. We've taken off. We got a breaking market structure here. Then we got a huge takeoff here, right? I'm trying to continue back up. Looking at what we had done yesterday, right? Based off coming back to this sibby and pushing down, right? I'm still looking for reasons to sell, because we came to this sibby and we had a nice reaction off of it. So right now I'm looking for reasons to sell unless I'm proven wrong, right? And what would prove me wrong? Like, now that we've taken out this sell side, we came down here, took out sell side, and we reacted off of these PD arrays here, right? We hit this, we hit consequence encroachment, we hit a mitigation block, and we have a nice reaction so far, right? So we took sell side, went to a PD array, and now we're reacting, right? So once we take sell side, right, we can expect price to at least come back to equilibrium. So we took sell side on a daily. This is equilibrium on yesterday, right? If we come up here and we close above this equilibrium, then I ain't gonna be looking for reasons to sell no more. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be looking for reasons to sell no more. Now, with that being said, since I'm expecting price to come all the way back up here, if you're in the mind frame of playing both ways, it can be a great opportunity to buy up to the expected return, right? Looking for a because right now we're in a discount on it. We're in a deep discount on the daily, right? And if we just looking at this week we still in a discount. But if we look at last week, we're in a premium for last week. But for this week, this is the high, this is the low. So if you only looking at this week, you're in a discount on the week. You're in a discount for yesterday's dealing range. And so you can expect price to at least go back to equilibrium. And if you're looking for that, then you could buy up to there. But for me, I'm looking for reasons to sell, because we got a breaker right up here. We got fair value gaps that's embedded right there. It's a lot going on. It's a lot to get through going up. And after reacting off that sibby like that, I'm looking for reasons to come down, right? But we also got a 60-minute breaker right here, right? And then we got a huge daily order block right here, right? That we came down close to at this mitigation block, right? There's a daily order block right here where we came down to this mitigation block right there, right? And then we got another order block here. So there's a lot. Remember last night when I was talking about we was in the middle of the road? There's a lot going on when I was like, we're in the middle of the road, because we got a lot stopping us. We got breakers and fair value gaps above us. We got breakers and fair value gaps below us. So it's like liquidity above, liquidity below. We're in the middle of the road. So I'm just waiting to see which one the algos want to attack. Hey, man, hopefully I said something that clarified something for somebody. Hopefully I said something that helped somebody. If you like what you saw, please consider subscribing. Please consider hitting the like button. Please consider sharing it with a friend of a friend of a friend, and tell them to come over here and check us out, man. I appreciate y'all. If you're going to trade, please trade safe. If you're not going to trade, please take copious notes so you can go back and study what you saw today. I'll see all of you tonight at 6:30 p.m. for the price action recap. I don't know if everybody busy or if everybody just tired of hearing me talk, but our views been getting ugly on these live streams. But it's all gravy because all I need is one. Now it's 9:30. The market is open. The market is open. The market is open. I'm about to go hang out with the Black Spider gang and see what the price actually gonna do. Oh, for anybody who don't know, yesterday ICT was putting on a clinic. He was putting on a clinic, and I'm about to go see if he putting on a clinic again. So he be on his Twitter, he be tweeting stuff out. So I'm about to go see if he gonna be doing it every day. I know on a few videos he had been talking about starting on February 7th, he gonna be doing like live streams twice a week, and he gonna be tweeting stuff out when he can't get on live. But he already started tweeting stuff out because one of the cousins put me onto it yesterday. It was like, hey, ICT calling this stuff right now. And he put on a clinic. So I'm about to go see if he still on there, and I'm about to hang out with the Black Spider gang on the live market watch. I see y'all at 6:30, man. I appreciate y'all for always tapping in with your boy, hanging out with your boy, man. Gone.